At the age of 12, a newspaper article said that I was going to be a business tycoon, so I determined by the age of 40 I would be a millionaire. Being the person that I was, I determined that my next goal would be to double that in the next 5 years and be a multi-millionaire at the age of 45. So at the age of 45, I'd achieved my goal. I decided to sell the business because I had nothing else to achieve there. The moment that the money went into the account, I was rushed to hospital, diagnosed with a multitude of situations and diseases, and told that I virtually had a week to live. At receiving the news, I laughed and laughed and laughed. The doctor said, "Why are you laughing?" And I said, "I don't know. I just think the whole thing is funny that I've worked so hard to be so successful and now I have a week to live. I think that's funny." Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! Outstanding, outstanding. One of the things that you have to accept is it's weird. This whole concept of laughter is weird. The situation was absolutely absurd. There was nothing funny about what was happening. It was absurd, but we laugh at the absurd things in life. The good thing about laughter yoga is we don't leave it to chance. We actually run you through a process that enables you to open up and laugh for absolutely no reason. We have to start by pretending to laugh. This is a body-mind, not a mind-body situation. So if I was to tell all of you people, ignore the camera, the first thing you do is look at the camera, because the mind goes, look at the camera. So with laughter yoga, we need the body to control the mind, because the mind is a very powerful thing. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Outstanding. That's step number one. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho. It's my opinion that laughter saved my life. When I was deemed to be totally cured of all the things that had happened to me, I thought, well, what am I going to do with my new life? And now I want to make other people aware that this could happen to them. But if it does, we've got some things that might seem a little bit weird that can actually help you get through it. That's my story. Good to be back in the old neighbourhood. It's where I started my first business at the age of 12. I was noted in the newspaper. It's really quite significant because it says now, here's a young man who should get on, probably finish a business tycoon. He lives in a nice big house without front fence. We had no front fences here, which made it easy to get the cars in and out. Merv realised so popular was greyhound racing becoming that many people couldn't find car parking space, so he used the front lawns and driveways of the home. And there was a saying in those days that life begins at 40, so I thought, wow, according to the paper, and the paper's always right, I'm going to be a millionaire at the age of 40. What had happened after I'd achieved my first goal at the age of 40 of being a millionaire, I thought, well, now I'm going to double it, because that is what people with obsessions do. They get out of control. So I went hard for that and achieved it and celebrated the success. It wasn't until I actually saw the zeros go into the bank account that I thought, wow, I've made it. I then felt very, very ill, and 3 days later I was rushed to hospital, and they said, we don't know what you've been doing, but you know, we think it's over. We think that your time is up and there's not a lot we can do about it. I decided to get everything in order, my funeral, my finances, contact my family and my friends. I did that all in a couple of days, and then I just continued to laugh and laugh and laugh. I remember sitting out the back here and organising my own funeral. That was interesting. Set out the list of people who I wanted at my funeral, the people who I didn't want at my funeral, my favourite David Bowie songs that were going to be played. So I planned all that. It was a very humbling experience. When I got sick, I found out that I had no friends at all. I had no close relationships with anyone except myself. I seemed to be out being social all the time, but I think it was more just about drinking and partying and working long hours, maybe just trying to make sense of a nonsensical situation where I was on this obsession for money that I didn't need. Don't try and look for any logic in any of this. There was no logic in it. I just sat here and laughed and laughed and laughed. After a week, I went back to see the doctors. They still had no solution to my problem, so I went home and continued to do exactly what I'd been doing for the week before. I really liked this drive up to my Hills home. I was just sitting out the back of my Hills house that we're moving to now, and I would eat oysters and laugh with my dog. Yeah, he was my absolute best friend for the whole period. He would encourage me to go walking, so we would go walking at least 3 times a day. Until one day, the original doctors at the hospital referred me to another doctor who told me that laughter was trying to cure my diseases. At that point of time, we made a regular appointment every week, 10 o'clock every Tuesday morning, to go back and laugh and laugh and laugh. So walk and laugh, walk and laugh, walk and laugh, eat oysters, walk and laugh, go to bed, wake up, do it again and again and again. So was it the laughter that healed? Was it my mind shift? Was it the exercise? Was it the oysters? The fact is it worked. And I just got to a stage where I started to feel really, really good. And that's when I went back to the hospital and I said, what do we do now? And he said, oh, we're going to go on drugs. The first thing that happened was I stopped laughing and it was just absolutely horrible. I said, Doc, you've got to take me off the drugs. And he said, it could kill you. I said to him, I'm already dead. Get me off the drugs. The rest of my rehabilitation was done with the laughter until he signed off and he said, you don't need to come back here anymore. He said, you can do whatever you want. I said, I think I've got to keep laughing. When we're born, we laugh and we cry. They're the 2 emotions that we express. Being a man is all about being strong and not showing your emotions. That leads to us bottling up our emotions, and when our emotions get bottled up, that's when we become sick. When we're laughing, we're crying out to people, I'm having a good time, I'm good, would you like to join me? It's a way of communicating. So when I'm laughing now with people, I'm crying out to them, I'm calling out to them, I know your pain. I've been there. If you're there, I'm sorry for you. But, maybe I can help you get through it. And when we do, it's a good thing. I was given the opportunity of working for the Kidney Foundation. They asked me if on the Sunday morning I could go in and give them the experience of a laughter session. I said, absolutely, I would be delighted to. Nice meeting you all.
What's so funny that has grown adults rolling on the floor?
I'm struck by how laughter connects you with people.
Hold your imaginary cell phone and just laugh.
Very good, yeah.
In 2005, I met Dr. Madan Kataria as he was touring Australia. He invited me to Mumbai, India to attend the International Laughter Conference. Stood up on stage and won the best international laughing man in the world. And from that day onwards, my life has never been the same. I have a story to tell. and a business focus to get things done in regards to, well, what can we do with this laughter stuff and who can we take it to and how can we help others. And that's been my life for the last 11, 12 years. It's been pretty cool. What I do presently is I conduct a social laughter club weekly. So that's where people from all walks of life can come together once a week and just laugh together, and it's all for their health and happiness. What I've found is that laughter provides that balance. If we're down, laughter brings us up. If we're too high, laughter brings us back down. Laughter is as good as anything that I've seen anywhere in the world that can instantly bring you back to a state of balance. And when you're in that state of balance, you're in a state of peace. Outstanding. So now it's time for our laughter meditation. Time to stop running around the room and just calm down to your arms and hands. If you want to lift them up, you can, but be careful of other people around you. Blow them up like big balloons. Stretching up and let them fall down to the ground. You know, I was deemed to be this, so I worked at that, then I did this, then I got sick, then I got better. Now I'm doing what I'm doing because I don't want anybody else to get sick. I don't want other people to suffer. Under any circumstances, for any reason, we don't need to suffer. But if we do, we need to have tools to be able to ease the suffering. And that's what the laughter does. It eases the suffering.